Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We're just going to get right into it. As you can see, we've started, sorry about that, getting some unlocks or some marks for Isaac. We're going to play as a different character. Unlocked by having 7 heart containers. You know, I've played this game a lot and I still don't know exactly how to unlock every single character. Let's just go ahead and do Cain. Has a little bit less HP, I think does a little bit more damage, and has the luck foot, which increases the luck as a stat. I think it also makes it so like um, arcade machines and that kind of thing are more likely to pay out. Alright, so I just finished recording the Power of 10 video that just went up. I think it went pretty well. I think the game was surprisingly fun. Um, I'm pretty sure that, and I don't mean that as an insult, but you know, it's not like it's a AAA kind of blockbuster type of thing, so you never know what to expect with it. I also think it might just be maybe just the one guy working on it. I could be incorrect there. I mean, not exclusively one guy because you got the developer along with like the music guy, but I think behind the core game in and of itself, it might just be a very small amount of people, which would make this really impressive. You are able to push these specific TNT barrels, which I'm going to do so I can get this chest over here. Yeah, Cain, in my personal experience, pretty similar laid-back playing style compared to Isaac. A little bit less HP, so you might want to be a little bit more careful, but it's not that high stakes. These guys get me way too often. I also didn't even see that champion, so that could have been bad. Just gonna try to sneak past him. And we're not going to fight the boss just yet because I am a little low on HP here. Don't want to necessarily risk it if I don't have to. And in that the Power 10 video, I was talking about, or no, I think it was the Dicey Dungeons video actually. I was talking about some of the movies that I've watched over the past couple days. I think I might have been too busy trying to figure out what was going on in the Power 10 game to try to actually talk about that kind of stuff, which isn't an insult. It's actually more like, I don't know. I was a little apprehensive about doing the series, the Winging It series in the first place because, I don't know, depending on the games, I feel like, I don't know, when I play video games, I really don't feel like I put 100% of my focus into it a lot of the time, and, I don't know, I've just always kind of, felt like it's more of a laid-back experience. So I don't really want to have to focus that hard. So I wasn't sure if I was gonna have like the mental capacity to really pick up on it. And I think I did a decent job. I'm not calling myself stupid or anything like that. I'm just like literally like, I don't know. Video games are a relaxing thing to me. So when you got to put a lot of thought into it, I'm not too sure how it's gonna go. But yeah, I decided I landed on doing that series anyways because I thought it'd be a cool idea. Allow me to play some different games. I'm not gonna pop Chariot yet. Chariot gives you like a period of invincibility, or if you run into the enemy, you do some extra damage. Could have used it to not take that half heart, but instead I'm going to use it to kill this boss a little bit faster. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing some more games on that. And I also think I might start up one more, and I don't know if it seems like a lot, one more series. And what it's going to be, I think it's going to be kind of a rotational position for the time being. I'm going to start up like I don't know if I want to say like a story game, but I think I might just go down. I should go to the shop. At least donate some money. Yeah, it's going to be like a long-form story game. Probably not a roguelite, just to give some variety. And I have an idea of what game I can't really get any of that. I have an idea of what game I might play, and I think it's going to come as a surprise to a lot of people. I don't know. It's not an older game, but 4 or 5 years, something like that. It was pretty popular. It's just something that I never really got around to playing. I liked it a lot. I'm going to leave it as a surprise because honestly the video could be coming up within the next couple days. And so that one will probably be every couple days, just more of a random thing, along with the Winging It series. It's going to be more of an inconsistent kind of whenever I get some time to record it, just because I've had a little bit of free time. So if I do, might go ahead and go for that. I also think I'm going to be getting a webcam here soon. I was like looking at which ones to buy. I couldn't really like, I don't know. There were some cheap ones on Amazon that I was looking at. Oh, this is not good. Rip the devil deal chance. Yeah, I was looking at some cheaper webcams on Amazon, but none of them really. It's weird because I don't want necessarily the camera to be like, it would just be a bummer if I bought the camera and it was like way lower quality than the game. You know what I mean? It'd just be weird. But yeah, that should be coming shortly. Might just run up to Best Buy and get one. Because yeah, I didn't really like any of the ones I was seeing on Amazon. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and let me know. I know there are some people who watch the who are watching the videos and who are subscribed that have their own channels that they've been putting games on. I know that because I've been like watching their videos too. And let's just donate all this money, because the end goal is to get this up to 999, and it is pretty tough. I have been thinking about it. I don't know how long the Isaac series is gonna run, just because I've noticed that it's not like the most popular, and I think that's because it's like the most popular game. You know what I mean? Like this is the one where I'm like, I'm definitely not the only guy doing these kind of videos, and really I just wanted to do this as like a start. It's my favorite game, so I kind of knew what's going on. It'd be a fun start for me, at least, a game that I'm not horrible at, and interested in. But I am interested in playing other games that are kind of more of an experience for me, along with whoever's like watching the videos. So we'll go ahead and see. I'm still gonna do like videos for a little bit on it, get some more unlocks, play around a little bit more, see some of the more bosses. But we'll see. Another brimstone run. It's too kind. I am just gonna pick it up because I think just since we're going for unlocks right now, there's no reason to really like mess around with picking up like items. But we are gonna pick up the pace a little bit because this is gonna get a lot easier as we go. As we got brimstone now. All right. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I was talking about streaming like one of the second Tomb Raider game, which seems like a weird start for me. Maybe eventually, but streaming the second game in a franchise and starting it like I would be starting it like an hour in, it just didn't seem like it was really in the cards. So, but yeah, eventually I'm gonna set up a Twitch channel, and I'm going to put the link to it. Magic Fingers, if you press the activate button, it'll do damage to everybody in the room and cost a penny. I don't really like it that much, especially because we don't have that much money right now. Yeah, I'm gonna put the channel in the description of all the videos, and then I'll talk about it in the videos for a while, get some people to like follow, just so that when I actually do start streaming for the first time, hopefully people will actually like have notifications on or see it on their following list. So I'm not streaming to like 0 people the very first time, but that'll be coming shortly. And I think that might be a good time to record the like story-based game that I'm going to be going for. Just because, I don't know, with the roguelites, basically literally what I'll do is I'll record one or two runs, and then switch over to the next game and record the other videos. And you know, recording like a 30-minute like playing a story game for like 30 minutes and then hopping right off of it and then coming back like a day later, that's not really the best way to play like a story-based game. So I think recording all of it like in a row and then cutting it up on the back end and then uploading that might be better. But I think I'm gonna start the story game before I go ahead and start the Twitch channel. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly. And I think a lot of what I do here is kind of spew ideas as I talk, which is a little dangerous because I'm not very good at... Oh, I almost took damage there. That would have been a bummer. I'm not good at like committing and fulfilling things. I did end up starting the Winging It series, which I'm pretty happy with. I do have plans for other videos to come from that, so it's not just going to die off either. I don't want to do that. I have too little health right now. But yeah, it's always a little risky to throw out your ideas on a permanent platform. Decent dodge. Get out of the way there, and alright. This guy's a little tanky, but he's not that hard to beat. Pretty predictable. Especially when I have one of the best items in the game and double damage for it. Or 1.5. I never know what Cricket Set does. Okay, we are going to double back here because we still have not picked up the item. Yeah, so we'll see. I do think that especially since like I literally just started it a week ago, the channel is definitely just always up to change, up for different things. Series might come and go. sneak out of there. And yeah, so I mean, if you're particularly invested in something, go ahead and let me know so I don't just ice it out of nowhere. That's never really going to be the goal. I'd like to have some sort of closure, but then again, you know, it's kind of I don't know. Twitch is a lot more audience interaction based, whereas this is just I do something and then people see it like a day and a half later. So it's hard to get like accurate feedback compared to like what exactly is going on behind the scenes. But yeah, it's just thoughts that are going around in my head. Yeah, but I did mention it earlier because I did want to talk about it. I wanted to expand on the crazy movies that I watched, specifically Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Does anybody have any more movies like that to recommend? Because for some reason, well, the thing is I've seen a lot of the popular classic good movies, you know? It's just like since I was probably like 12 or 13, I've just like really been into watching like all the popular movies, all the classics, all the Oscar bait, that kind of stuff. And you know, that's fun. That's fun. And those like obviously come out every year, so there's always gonna be more of those. And I definitely have not seen them. I have like a whole, or seen them all. I definitely have like a whole list of shame of movies that I haven't seen that people would roast me for, since I call myself kind of like a movie buff. But I've always kind of been interested in the mystery science theater aspect of movie watching, where watching bad movies is always just it's fun for me. So Killer Clowns from Outer Space is it's just totally absurd, and I think that the '80s era just has a lot of gems like that that are just really hilariously bad. And that's like specifically like it's funny because those are my favorite horror movies to watch, mainly because I don't handle regular horror movies very well. I am pretty much a baby. Like, I don't know, one thing like that that's just the realm that I'm not really in when it comes to movies. Like, I'll say like a movie, I thought a movie was good and I'm like, oh, it's a little scary, and then they'll be like, oh, that's not horror, that's thriller, or that kind of thing. A little bit of like light gatekeeping. But I'm definitely not in the hardcore horror genre, especially in serious movies, because then it gets to me too much. I don't know, people always tell me like movies can't scare them because it's not real. But I think letting yourself get invested in a sense is what kind of makes movies interesting and like and fun. Now, when like for example, when I was like probably one of the first like horror movies that I actually like watched, and also like I watched when I was understanding what movies were. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, the original one, when I was I don't know, less than 10, I want to say. And it shook me to my core in ways that I cannot explain. Because if you think I'm a baby now, back then it was way worse. And I literally like couldn't sleep for days, and eventually I was like, Dad, I watched a movie and I think it poisoned my ability to function. And he ended oh, all right, apparently we're gonna get this on every run. Or wait, no, we haven't had this item yet, have we? I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, this splits the tiers. Okay. Go ahead and wait for this guy to open up. And yeah, my dad literally, he had to like wait till late at night, and then we went on a walk around my town, and he's like, see, there aren't monsters everywhere. And we had to do that for a while, and then eventually I like got over the fact that, then realized that, is it Freddy Krueger? Is that the guy in that one? I might eventually realize that he wasn't real. So for some reason though, horror movies, or like B horror movies, have always been like one of my favorite things to watch. Like my dad and I, like, that's like actually what we would kind of do to like bond a lot of the time. When I was like a teenager. Oh, this one stings. If I could pick up both of those, I'd be able to become Guppy. Let's go high risk. Maybe we'll be able to get back in here and get Guppy's head. Go back, see if we can buy some HP. But yeah, we would like go on like the Sci-Fi Channel, and they would have like all of the random like horror movies. It'd be like Anaconda 4 with some like wild subtitle, like The Snakes Are Back or something crazy like that. and we'd watch it. Oh, it's a good thing I picked up that spirit heart because I'm being reckless right now. Yeah, and we'd watch that. We'd sit back on the couch and just like riff on that. And I don't know, that's always been my thing. So if you're into that, let me know what movies I should watch, because it's definitely been a while since I've gotten into that kind of stuff, and I love it. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can finesse some spirit hearts here potentially, or something useful. Yeah, but Killer Clowns from Outer Space is just it's a nutty movie. There's this wild moment where there are these, I guess they're supposed to be comic relief, but the real comic relief is the existence of the movie itself, not the characters that they think are funny. But yeah, they're like these two brothers who are just like always going for girls, you know, because that's like their sole purpose. And towards the end of the movie, it kind of insinuates that they have a romantic evening with two of the female killer clowns, because they end up inside. Oh, this is. Why am I alive? Did I get more HP that I didn't remember? I think I should be dead. Yeah, I have no idea how much HP I have. This is terrifying. Yeah, so they end up on the spaceship and they like stumble into this random hot tub. Or no, it is not a hot tub. They're clowns, idiot. It's a ball pit. It is a ball pit that these female clowns are sitting at as if it is a hot tub. And then it cuts away from that. Oh, we're on half art, because you see like the little yellow mark when I walk in the door sometimes. Actually, I picked up health, I think, but we were on half art. Yeah, so it cuts away from them, and then the main characters, they're like in trouble, about to get killed by this giant zombie, and then they like ride their ice cream truck that they've been driving around the whole time through a wall. And when we see them next, they are just covered in lipstick and like kiss marks. And you see, you might not think it's that weird if you haven't seen what the clowns look like. They're abominations. It is by far the scariest part of the movie, the clown design. They are truly haunting. And I don't know, there's just something about that image that I can't get out of my mind. But, you know. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and check it out. Like, they're gross. I mean, they're aliens, but I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions in that movie. And I think a slight sequel bait towards the end. And, oh my gosh, I didn't even consider I didn't think of, if you pick that item, you can't pick that. It's the tick. It is a trinket, which is like an item that you can kind of drop and pick up as you want, but except for that one. That one sticks to you, and it lets you drain health, but since we have manly spirit hearts, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, but I just had a realization in the middle of this video. What if there is a sequel? Because that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm trying to think. Other movies I've seen that are just absolutely absurd. A while back, my cousin, I refer to him a lot. Well, I called him like my friend in the last video. We are like best friends, but we're also related, so take that as you will. But we went on another like huge marathon, like probably like last summer, and one of the movies we watched was, and it's gonna be tough to remember this title because it's a doozy. I think it's The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then Bigfoot is the title, and it is not messing around. That is what the movie's about. And you might be wondering, how did he kill Hitler? Because Hitler killed himself. According to this movie, that is not at all what happened. This movie insinuates that Hitler is more of like a moniker than it is a person, and they faked Hitler's death. And I half paid attention to this movie like a year and a half ago, and I'm trying to remember the plot, so forgive me if I mess something up and it happens to be your favorite movie. But he let's see. I think we're just gonna go to the next floor. Yeah, so Hitler was just it's a code name, but he found the real Hitler, because the fake Hitler, or one of the fake Hitlers, was the guy that they acted like killed himself, and he killed that Hitler. And that's how that actually went down. And then, like, he retired because you kind of hit the peak of your career as a soldier when you kill, like, the embodiment of evil. Um, and then one day he's just chilling in his house, and these people come in, or, like, knock on his door, and they're like, dude, we, like, need your help. And he's like, what is it this time? And they're like, we need you to kill Bigfoot. And he's like, nah, man, I'm too old for this. And they eventually convince him, and like he ends up going, it's such a bizarre movie, but he ends up going to the forest, and it's just like this 1v1 in the woods, and he goes back and forth with Bigfoot for a long time. Bigfoot, there's this one absolutely filthy scene where Bigfoot literally like throws up all over him, just like projectile vomits into his face, and it is truly scarring. And we need to be checking out these cursors because there's a chance that it can have the last guppy item that we need. Nope. Yeah, and it that particular scene scarred me. But it's a wild premise. We thought it would be a fun movie to riff, and there were points where it was, but also, God, it was a slog a lot of the time. Oh, this is. So you saw Tammy's head in like the last one, I think, and it shoots bullets out in every direction, but it's just amazing when you get brimstone. This video is about to like speed up like 25% because it does that. So yeah, that was a good one. We watched like directly after that a movie that was a bit of a tone switch, and that's the thing, like there's a balance you got to strike when you're trying to, I gotta know, when you're trying to figure out what movie you're gonna riff, because sometimes there's topics that are too serious to cover. But we ended up watching, it was a straight up Hallmark movie. I think it was on Amazon, and I guarantee I cannot remember this name at all, but it has the sweet laser loops around it. Probably like a couple years ago now, you guys probably heard about the story of there were these two little girls who convinced another little girl to come out with them in the woods, and they tried to sacrifice her to Slender Man. And yeah, there was a Hallmark movie that I think I maybe left that for a little too early, but really it does not matter. This here is Boss Rush. We made it in, so you have to beat Mom before 20 minutes to get into Boss Rush. We must have literally just done it right on time. But we are about to fight every boss back to back, so get ready. Might as well do it because this run is just unbelievably busted. Yeah, so the Hallmark made a movie kind of about that. It wasn't like they didn't call him Slender Man. The people's names were changed, slight details were shifted, but it was the same thing. Like, it's exactly what happened in the movie, and it's like, and you don't know any of the actors, mainly because the two main actors are children who try to entice their random friend to go into the woods with them and die on the little girl's birthday, on the girl that they were going to sacrifice. They did it on her birthday. Yeah, the only person you might know, it's Angela from The Office plays the mom, which was just out of like nowhere. And I never like will make fun of an actor for like the projects they choose, because I would be in any movie as long as I got paid, basically. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna judge? You know, you have values until you have like the $20,000 check put in front of you, and then you're like, I mean, it's just a couple months. Who cares? But yeah, it definitely it surprised me when I saw her in there. I'm like, I don't know. You got the Office residuals money, you know, but you should probably be a little bit more careful. I'm stepping on these spikes a lot. Yeah, that movie was insane, and like, it's already hard to watch when they put the little like when they're luring the little girl into the woods to murder her. Like, that's just, nobody's gonna enjoy that specifically. But as if they're like, we need to make this hurt a little bit more, they make sure that the girl they're gonna sacrifice is the most wholesome, adorable, like precious child of all time. Like, they're like, I want to say, because they're in school, but they're probably like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. But on her birthday, she comes to school and she's like wearing like a fairy costume, and she's being all like adorable. And I don't know, it's so tough. Like, the two friends are just like, sorry, I mean, has to be somebody. And Yeah, they lure her out. She does not end up dying. Is the thing. They do like stab her a few times, but she ends up being fine. Um, they kind of feel guilty for doing it, and they try to run away, but their parents find them and whatever. Um, and I think at the end it does like say like this is based on a true story. This is what actually happened to the girls. Um, I'm starting to wonder maybe it wasn't like a one-to-one just because Slender Man's like a copyrighted thing. That might be it. We're just gonna steamroll through this because it is just too easy. We're one-shotting bosses right now. Not really worth it. Did we get Goathead? Because we're getting like the double on every single floor. Yeah, it's a tough watch. It's like it's still like it's absurd enough that we could still kind of riff on it, but it's still like you don't feel good about it. But it happens. I would have felt way worse if the girl actually was murdered, but I guess attempted murder is better in my brain. I think the more I think about it, the more objectionable it is. But I think the movie being made in and of itself, I don't know, something about it made you feel like they weren't handling the topic with the utmost care. I'm trying to think, what's another movie we watched? On that same marathon, actually, we watched a movie that maybe you guys have actually heard of, Bright, which is the movie made by the Suicide Squad director David Ayer, with Will Smith playing the main character in this as well. Basically, it's like Onward, but with racism. And yeah, the main character is like a cop, and his partner is a troll or an ogre, one of those two. And the ogres are treated poorly. And this one, I did not feel remorse at all for making fun of it because it's absurd. It's super heavy-handed on the race stuff. It's extremely hard to watch. I don't like David Ayer to begin with. I mean, Edge of Watch I think that's what it's called. End of Watch, that's it. It's not bad, but this one I really just did not feel bad about because, I don't know, something about it. We'll go ahead and clear these other rooms just for fun. I don't know, maybe we'll unlock something. Yeah, that one, it was just tough to watch. I don't know, so dark. That's just, I hate movies that take themselves so seriously, and I think that's like one of the biggest complaints with like the DCEU movies that they've like started kind of addressing. Like a lot of those are really dark, but then you get stuff like Wonder Woman and Aquaman that were received better, but weren't as dark. I think Suicide Squad actually originally wasn't supposed to be, I don't know, maybe it was supposed to be more dark. I don't know. I know they forced Ayer to change some stuff. He's just, I don't know if I would have liked it either way. He's not one of my favorite directors. I say the same thing about Zack Snyder. Like there's been all this stuff recently with the Snyder cut. And I think it's interesting that people were actually able to motivate Warner Brothers into actually making that. I wonder if they had the movie the whole time and wanted to let people stew on this so they could drum up some like talk about it. Go ahead and show this, I guess. Actually, we showed this in the last video, didn't we? Maybe we didn't. I probably shouldn't have skipped it. Yeah, I don't know. It might be a little pessimistic. I'm glad that everybody who wanted to see it are going to get to see it. I'm probably not. I'll watch it if it's good, but really, Zack Snyder is just too dark and slow motion-y for me. I really do not like the Watchmen film. TV series, one of the greatest of the past 10 years. Film's bad. If you disagree, go ahead and fight me with it in the comments. Dislike it if you care about it that much. Just kidding. Please like the video, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you later.